All right, 15 miles on the bike done. 3 out of 4 finished. Now I'm just gonna finish with some sprints in the pool. I know what you're thinking. Cody, you shaved your beard. Yeah, just felt like the right time to do it, you know? It was getting really draggy. I have a jam-packed day today. I've got 5 individual coaching training sessions here starting in about an hour. So I thought I'd get all my working out done, before, so feel accomplished. I'm traveling all day tomorrow to go do 2 swim clinics, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to work out tomorrow, so wanted to get a good base in today, just to kind of round out my week. A few weeks back, I made a video about how to deal with burnout and how I've handled burnout in the past, and I had so many people reaching out to me about that video that I thought I'd take another few minutes to talk about my biggest struggle that I have had the past year and a half. On this channel, I show a lot of the highlights and a lot of the fun stuff and the great aspects about being an active person, an athlete, a swimmer, and all that stuff. But I try to show some of the downsides and the hard stuff as well. Like, I've gone through a lot of really difficult things in my career and in my life that I've tried to open up and talk to people about, because I think that seeing only the good things is sometimes detrimental. So anyway, that's let me dry off, get changed, and then let's talk about something a little serious. Camera all situated. That's a little crooked. I try to make these shots like as straight as possible when I do these things. Anyway, we are now mid-January 2023, which is crazy to think about. And last week I cut together a full montage of the entire year of some of my footage from the whole year, and it made me like really reflect back on the entire year, having all of this stuff that I filmed over the course of a year. And when I look back at where I was at mentally January last year, I was in a totally different position. Cato, my second son, had not been born yet. I was training rigorously. I mean, I was still doing 10 swims a week, 3 lifts a week, going to PT 6 hours a week, stretching every night before I went to bed. I had a strict bedtime. I mean, I was really focusing hard on trying to actually make world championships this past summer. Like long course worlds, world championship trials were in May of 2022. And I was in the mindset of like, I'm gonna make this team, I'm gonna do great. And looking back at my journals, I track everything, I write all my workouts down. I was actually in a very good place physically, as well as mentally. And then as time progressed, once February came and then Cato was born, I had this big tectonic shift of, all right, for some reason swimming isn't important to me right now. All I wanna do is spend time with my family and be with my kids. And I was swimming less. And I was focusing on other things outside of the pool, which is good. That's a good thing. I regret nothing. And then as I led into March, April, I started trying to train and trying to prepare for that World Championship Trials meet to try to make worlds for Team USA. And I was having a hard time mentally balancing not being able to train and to focus on training in the pool and out of the pool the same way that I did years prior, before I had all of these other responsibilities in my life, before I was a dad, before I had a business, before I had, all these other obligations of being a well-rounded individual, right? Earlier in my career, prior to making the Olympics and then the few years after making the Olympics, going to World Championship and winning medals and going to World Cups and winning medals, as an athlete Cody was ruthlessly selfish. And I mean that in a good way. The best athletes of all sports are selfish in a good way. What I mean by that is they live their life in the pursuit of doing one thing very well. So everything else in their life revolves around that one thing. So lots of sacrifices are made. I wouldn't do anything outside of the pool if it didn't benefit how I was going to train. Allie and I, we were on the same page and have always been on the same page with where I was at in training and what our goals are and my athletic goals are. And that meant that, at that time in my life, if there was a big get-together on a Sunday that we had to drive to go do, or we wanted to go spend time with friends, I would just say no and say, I'm gonna just stay home, stretch, and take a nap because Sunday's my only day off. Or, there was never a night during the week where I stayed up past 9 p.m. Or I just said no to so many things, a lot of opportunities and a lot of things that, normal people do that are fun, because all I focused on and the thing that I cared about the most was swimming fast and dedicating my life to swimming fast. And coming back to last year, as I led into trying to go to World Championship Trials, I knew that I couldn't be that person. And I couldn't be that person because now I have these 2 children that I care more about than anything in my entire life. More than anything in the world, I care about them. And then my wife, Allie. And I want to be present with them. I want to be involved with them. I want to help get them ready for school. I want to help put them to bed. When they wake up in the night, I want to help Allie and not make her do all the work. I want to go, feed Kato a bottle or cuddle the little kid to get him to go back to sleep. I want to spend, I'm fortunate that I don't have a regular job, so I can spend a lot of days here with my kids being kind of a stay-at-home dad, kind of. I grew up without a dad. My dad wasn't really in my life much. And I want to be there and do all those things. And that means that I can't be that same person that I was. I can't have that same level of commitment to being a good swimmer. And I'm not saying that you, people watching this, that everyone has to be that way or everyone has to have that psychotic level of dedication to the point where it's sometimes detrimental to other areas of your life, because it is. You don't have to do that to be successful, but that's what it took for me to be successful. I went years without having ice cream or candy or soda. That's true, legitimately true. Because of that mindset and because of who I was. And I wrestled with knowing that I couldn't be that person, but still wanting to be good and still wanting to try and make teams or do well. And that was hard for me. And over time, I've slowly diminished and slowly killed my ego. I've tried my very, very best to really check my ego and to minimize it. And now I'm fortunate enough to be at a point where I am genuinely happy for my competitors. When I look at a guy like a Michael Andrew doing really, really well, I genuinely root for him and I'm happy for him and I'm glad for those people's successes. Whereas in the past, I looked at that the competitive aspect of your brain, the ego kicks in, and you think, that should be me, or I can do that, or those things. And there are times when that tension in your brain, that competitive nature kicks in and it's good. But then there are other times when you realize it's detrimental. And I'm at the point in my life where that part of my brain is not servicing anything. The ego needs to be squashed, really needs to be squashed. And I have struggled with trying to maintain somewhat of a life as a swimmer with knowing that I'm probably never gonna go 57 in the 100-meter breaststroke or 207 long course 200-meter breaststroke, which is a goal that I had for a long time and something that I always wanted to achieve. But I just know that I am not willing to put in the 30 plus hours a week to go 207 long course, because it would mean taking away time from the other areas of my life that are now more important to me. And that has not been easy. That has been a bit of a struggle, despite the fact that clearly I know that I love my family, my wife and my kids, and all the other things that I do that I don't show on this channel, that I keep, I share a lot on this channel, but there are certain things that I don't, for good reason. I want to have certain things that are just for me. And that's fine. But I have struggled with that. I have, when the ego kicks in and I think, I would love to go to another big meet and do this. But then on the flip side, I'm in a position now where I want to swim because I love it and I have no desire to quit. I have friends that are my age or a little younger or a little older that have swam, made the Olympics, won lots of medals, set records, and then retired. And then all of them have had certain struggles right around that time frame. They often equate quitting swimming as a high-level athlete to an early life crisis, because for all of your life, there's this one thing that you focused on, and now that's gone, and now you have to find new purpose and new meaning. And that's a struggle for a lot of people. And I have that new purpose and that new meaning. However, I'm still trying to dip my toes in that swimming world and stay connected to it. And so there's this tug of war in my brain. I hope that makes sense. But it's been a great struggle. But I finally got to the point mentally in April and in May of last year of 2022 where I thought, okay, the results of this meet, going to World Championship Trials, look, like, I'm not gonna make a world championship team. I'm not gonna go a lifetime best time, and I just have to accept it, and I need to just be grateful and appreciate the opportunity to be there, and then just do my best given the circumstances. And it went great. I ended up getting like 5th place or something, you know, not making a team, but like swam pretty fast. That was right around the time we had just moved into this house, just uprooted my family into a whole, I mean, moving here, moving into this house, and then starting a business, like everything that I've been doing has taken so much time and energy that the fact that I was able to swim fast and still go very fast, still be one of the fastest swimmers in the world, like that I need to view as an accomplishment and be proud of that. And I am, but there are times when that ego creeps in and that competitive nature kicks in and like I want more, because for 20 years of my life, it was beaten into me to just always strive for the absolute best. And sometimes that mindset, it's a struggle. So that's been my biggest struggle this past year, because it kicks in and then it goes away, and I'm trying to find balance of being a swimmer, sort of, but also being a dad, being a husband, being a member of my community, being someone who is involved in businesses, being someone who is a coach, a mentor, all those types of things. I'm trying to do everything well, and that's the goal, is just to try to be well-rounded and juggle all those balls well. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like I said at the beginning of this, when I made that how to get out of a slump kind of a video, how I've dealt with adversity, so many people reach out to me that I want to let you know, like the people you follow on YouTube and you watch, you usually only see the sunshine and the rainbows. You don't see the struggles and the hard stuff. So like I want people to, you know, if you watch this channel regularly, like, you know me, and I want people to know that, you know, I have the same kind of struggles that you have. I'm just a person trying my best, trying to stay positive, trying to work hard, trying to stay consistent, and trying to make, you know, the best of all the situations. So anyway, it's a constant process. It's a constant struggle. I absolutely do have, you know, athletic goals, which I'm gonna keep to myself. At a certain point in time, I will share those things with you all. They're just different, and that's good. That's a part of like the growing process, the getting older process, all those kinds of things. But anyway, check this out. I vacuumed today. Oh, look at how clean it looks. Till I go pick up Axel from school later. And now we are gonna head upstairs, and oh, that's really dark right there, and thank the sponsor of this video. Let's do it. This video is sponsored by Water Drop, which are these little rapid hydration cubes that you've seen me use before in previous videos. I really like them. Here's what's great about these. There's no sugar and there's very little sodium, but it's packed with vitamins and it hydrates you faster than water. I like to pop these in my water bottle throughout the day because I'm just guzzling down liquid throughout my day, especially on really heavy training days. And I don't always want a ton of sugar and a ton of salt, which sometimes you need, but most of the time you don't. And this makes drinking water way, way better. 5 different essential electrolytes, 9 vitamins and zinc, and they taste great. They taste really, really good. Calcium, potassium, vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin C, lots of different B vitamins, magnesium, chloride. I mean, it is awesome. Click the link in the description box below. Use my promo code CODY15 to get 15% off in the US and the UK and 10% off in other markets. And just drink more water. You just gotta be drinking fluids. How many times do I have to say this? Like, as an athlete, you have to just drink lots of fluids. Good fluids, like good fluids. Do that. I start my first swim lesson of the day here in about 20 minutes. Need to take down that Christmas tree, so I might do that. As always, follow me online. We have merch on the merch store. If you want a personalized video from me to you or somebody you know for whatever reason, I am on Cameo. For swim clinic information or private sessions with me, coaching, fire me an email to CodyMillerShow@gmail.com. Hit that subscribe button. New videos every single week. And until my next one, I will see you all later.